All right, buckle up, folks, because today we're diving headfirst into one of those stories, the ones where the hero is on the ropes, down for the count, but then, bam, they stage a comeback you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, we're talking about a real against all odds kind of situation. Like, Hollywood couldn't even script this.
That's right. Today we're talking the Iberian lynx. This cat, this beautiful feline, was practically extinct, like a ghost story whispered through the forests of Europe.
Almost a ghost story for sure. But, and this is the part that gets me every time, this cat defied the odds. We're talking a full-on Houdini-style escape from the jaws of extinction.
Okay, so we're working with a section from pasted text. And, well, this section specifically focuses on, what else? The Iberian lynx.
Right on. The title kind of gives it away. The Iberian Lynx. A conservation success story.
Spoiler alert, I guess, but hey, we all love a happy ending, right? So before we get into the how did they manage this miracle, set the scene for us, just how bad was it for the Iberian lynx?
Bad. Really bad. I mean, we're talking less than 100 individuals left in the wild.
100 out of, well, I'm assuming there were thousands, tens of thousands at some point.
Absolutely. Yeah. To see them drop to those numbers, I mean, that's about as close to disappearing as you can get.
Wow, okay. And today?
Today, over 1,000.
Whoa, that is a comeback story.
Comeback of the century? Maybe. But see, this deep dive, it ain't just about a single species clawing its way back from the brink.
Right. It's about us, isn't it? About the impact we have.
Exactly. It's about understanding how our actions, all of them, can ripple out and affect these delicate ecosystems in ways we might not even imagine.
Okay, before we get all doom and gloom, though, like preachy and all, can we start with the basics? What exactly is an Iberian lynx? Like, how do you even describe them?
Picture this, right? You got your typical lynx, but smaller, more compact, built for stealth and agility.
Okay, kind of like the welterweight of the lynx world.
Yeah, something like that. Now, picture it moving through these sun-drenched forests, the Mediterranean scrublands of Spain and Portugal, their natural habitat.
Gotcha, so not exactly prowling through snowy Canadian forests.
No, these guys are all about that Iberian sunshine. And man, they're stunning. Those piercing eyes, all golden and intense, that beautiful spotted fur, almost like a dappled forest floor, and those tufted ears, like little exclamation points on their heads.
They sound beautiful, but, well, we know looks aren't everything. Clearly, something else was going on, because their numbers tanked hard.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't just one thing, more like a perfect storm of threats, You got habitat loss, for one. Human settlements sprawl, gobble up land, and that squeezes these lynx right out of their homes.
Makes sense, yeah, development and all that.
Right, exactly. And then you got roads, these concrete ribbons cutting through their territory. Road accidents, they're a huge problem for the lynx.
So we're basically encroaching on their space, making it hard for them to, well, just exist.
Exactly. And then looming in the background, you got climate change, messing with weather patterns, disrupting the delicate balance of their environment.
Okay, so a whole bunch of factors pushing them towards the edge. But there's got to be more to it, right? Because other species deal with these same pressures, and they haven't crashed quite like the Iberian lynx.
You're sharp, you know that. You hit the nail on the head there. See, the Iberian lynx, well, let's just say they're a bit picky when it comes to dinner.
Picky? How picky can a wildcat be?
Real picky. I mean, we're not talking a little sprinkle of this or that. The European rabbit, that little fluffy critter, it makes up like 80 to 90% of their diet.
Whoa, 80 to 90. That's practically all they eat.
Pretty much. So picture this. A disease rips through the rabbit population and suddenly...
the lynx's pantry is bare.
Bingo. No rabbits, no lynx. It's that simple, unfortunately.
Wow, okay, so not just the usual predator-prey thing. It's like their entire existence hinges on this one little bunny.
Exactly. Which is why, when things started going south for the rabbit, the lynx went down with them. Fast.
All right, so we've covered the bad news. Lots of bad news, actually. But they came back. That's what we're here for, the comeback story. How'd they do it?
Okay, so picture this. Scientists, conservationists, they put their heads together and they realize there's no magic bullet. They need a full-on, multi-pronged approach.
So like a whole arsenal of strategies.
Exactly. And first up, habitat restoration. We're talking boots on the ground, planting native vegetation, rebuilding those forests and scrublands that the lynx call home.
Back to basics, huh? Give them a place to live.
Yep. But they didn't stop there. They got creative. See, remember those roads? The ones causing all those accidents?
Yeah, the concrete ribbons of doom.
Exactly. So they started building these things called wildlife corridors. Basically, safe passageways under the roads, like tunnels, so the lynx can cross without ending up, well, as roadkill.
Smart, like little Lynx underpasses.
Yep, and you know what? They work. The number of lynx getting hit by cars, it's dropped significantly since they started putting these corridors in.
Okay, so that's habitat, check. Safe passage, check. Well, I mean, going from less than 100, they must have done more than just built them some nice new digs.
Oh, they did way more. Captive breeding programs, that was huge. They took these lynx, bred them carefully in controlled environments, and then, when the time was right, they reintroduced those kittens back into the wild.
Ah, like give the wild population a boost from the ground up.
Right.
Smart.
Right. But remember the whole rabbit problem, they didn't forget about that either.
Ah, right. Can't have a lynx resurgence without a rabbit buffet to keep them going.
Exactly. They started these rabbit management programs, controlling diseases, making sure the rabbits had good habitat, all that.
So it wasn't just about protecting the lynx, it was about protecting their whole food chain. Like helping the rabbit thrive so the lynx could thrive.
You got it. See, this is where it gets really cool. This wasn't just one group doing their own thing. This whole effort, it was a massive collaboration.
Like a whole bunch of folks realizing they had to work together.
Exactly. And the EU, they stepped up big time with this program called, get this, the Life Lynx program.
Catchy.
Right. But seriously, this program, it brought everyone together, the governments, the conservation organizations, the scientists, everybody. They pooled resources, shared knowledge, worked across borders.
All for the love of the lynx, huh?
And for the understanding that, hey, healthy ecosystems, they benefit everyone.
So, okay, let's bring it home. The Iberian lynx, they were practically ghosts, right? And now, well, they're back.
Back and better than ever.
More than just a feel-good animal story, though, isn't it?
Right. This whole thing, it's a blueprint. It shows us what's possible when we understand how interconnected everything is.
When we realize that our actions, they have consequences, and that working together across borders, well, we can actually turn things around.
Even when, let's be honest, sometimes it feels kind of hopeless.
It makes you think. It makes you wonder, what other species out there are on the verge, and what could we achieve if we put the same kind of effort into their survival?
Exactly. And it makes you think, well, what role can each of us play in all this? Because at the end of the day, we're all part of this big interconnected web of life, right?
We are, and that's something worth thinking about, isn't it?
You bet it is.
And on that note, we're out of time for this deep dive. But hey, the conversation doesn't end here, so keep thinking, keep learning, and who knows, maybe we'll be celebrating more comeback stories in the future.
Here's hoping.
Until next time, folks, stay curious.